Greetings.
Hello, welcome to Hearthaholics, a Hearthstone strategy podcast about sitting back, chatting with friends, and figuring out how to be more awesome at this game. This is episode 10, and today we're going to be talking about it being our 10th episode because we're narcissists. We're also going to be talking about the recent ESL tournament, the new heroes coming out, the mysterious button, and some listener topics. I am your host, Bryan, and joining me is Billy. Hello, Billy.
Hi.
I almost forgot to introduce myself. That would have been so rude.
I know.
And it would also be rude to not introduce Andres. Hello, Andres. How are you?
Hey, Bryan. I'm glad you did not forget about me.
I didn't. That would be very hard to do and really dumb. So,
Yeah, it's only three of us, so I would hope you wouldn't forget.
Yeah, that would actually be really offensive. I'm just like, so Billy, how are you doing?
Wouldn't it be great if 30 minutes into a podcast you just completely forgot that the other person was there?
There was the bad time that 30 minutes into the podcast you realized the person wasn't there and forgot to tell everyone you were gone.
I personally remember that one. Still spiteful.
Yeah, so I'm pretty darn excited about this being our 10th episode. Somehow, we're still at it.
Hell yeah. I'm super excited too. 10 episodes. It's, I don't know. I feel like it's a good amount. I feel like a podcast officially now.
Yeah, so this is also our last episode because
am I not an official podcaster because I've only done 9 episodes?
No, you're one episode away, Billy. Yeah, you're one episode. You produced a video. You produced enough video that's probably one podcast worth.
We'll give you a pass. It's official.
All right. Fair enough.
But the bad news, unfortunately, is apparently the number 10 is going around. We are now the 10th best Hearthstone podcast. We plummeted in the ranks.
Wow.
I don't know what happened.
Did you do like some public exposure kind of thing, or
it might have had to do with? It might have just had to do with the name of our last podcast. Apparently, imps are cool. It's a pretty dumb name, and people weren't a fan of that. So
people did not take kindly to the imps, huh?
No, not really. So, yeah, that's not very good. But on the plus side, I thought we needed to celebrate our 10th anniversary here.
Okay.
10 years of podcasting.
10 years of podcasting. It's been a while, guys.
I've probably been at it for 10 years at this point. I don't know. It feels like it. With a little special segment I put together. It is a Hearthstone quiz.
Uh-oh.
Billy's already like, oh no.
No, I recently had a quiz and it didn't go too well.
But it is a Hearthstone quiz all about the number 10.
Oh.
Interesting. So what does this entail?
Well, I'm just going to start it here and see how you guys do. So the first question, and you guys are not in competition.
Do we have buzz? I want to be in competition. Can we have buzzes that we can buzz in and try and...
You can say buzz.
Okay.
And fine, I'll put you in competition if that's what you want. So, Here's the first question. There are 2 10-mana cards in Hearthstone. What are they?
Buzz.
Billy. You can only say one of them.
Oh, Deathwing.
I know.
All right. Yes. Andres.
Mind Control and Pyroblast.
Yes, there's actually 3, though. I messed that up. There's a third one. Can you get it?
Called out, Pyroblast.
Yep. All right. Well done. Bonus point for me being wrong about that.
Wow. So,
Billy,
was I not allowed to answer all 3? Or all 2?
I was going to do it back and forth, so I'll go ahead and give you both 2 points for that. 1 point for me being wrong, and then 1 point for each of those.
Yeah, minus 1 point to a quizzer.
Fair enough. So I'm currently at -1, and both of you guys are at 2 points. So I'm feeling pretty bad about this quiz already. All right, let's hope I'm not wrong about this one, or I'm going to feel really bad. There is one minion. You know what? There is a minion that can come into the field with 10 health, without help from any other cards on the field or any other effects.
Buzz.
What card is this? Andres, you have to let you finish the question. -1 point for you.
Oh, right. No.
What card is this?
Buzz. Poor kid.
And now Billy Buzz.
What?
All right, Andres, I'm going to let you answer. Go ahead.
No!
Well, that's fine. Billy can have it.
All right, Billy, go.
Since I had bad etiquette.
What?
Twilight Drake.
No. I think that can only have 9 health.
No,
No, you're
that
right.
can have
10. Technically 10. All right.
Yeah.
You're correct. Can you bonus get one other?
Oh.
Another,
Also, negative 1 point for me.
wow, you're doing terrible at your own quiz.
I don't know.
Wait, let me
Andres?
think. Let me think.
Yeah, I'm thinking
When
as
it
That's
well.
comes
not
into
allowed
the
in this
game-
quiz.
When it comes to
Thinking
the
is
game, it
against
has
the rules.
10 life.
It can have 10 life when it comes into the field. Yes.
It
I don't know,
can. That implies that it doesn't always.
Wait a minute, Billy. I'm going to
Faceless
call
Void?
foul on that. I said without help from any other cards.
Yeah.
Faceless-
Twilight Drake requires you to have cards in your hand.
Faceless
No,
Void
it
into a
doesn't
Drake.
require other cards.
Yeah.
Oh, Faceless Manipulator. OP. Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Faceless Manipulator.
You didn't buzz. You lose points. Buzz. 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 Buzz.
I'm going to give Andres that one. Though, Billy, I'm going to take yours away because I'm sticking by my rules.
What?
So what
but it
card
doesn't
were you
need
thinking
other
about?
cards. Oh,
All right. So,
but Faceless needs other cards. It needs other
Yeah,
cards
it's
on
a
the board.
Twilight Drake.
yeah, you're
It-
right. Faceless
Faceless
needs other
counts,
cards. So it
Twilight
doesn't
counts.
count either. So you're all wrong.
So
on
what
this
was it?
question.
I want to know.
All right. Ancient War.
Oh, right. I forgot about that.
Man, I
All
So I
knew
have to
that.
put myself.
I knew that.
I'm going to give
All right.
myself a point. So I'm back at 0 points.
All right.
I think you're both at. Andres is at 1 point and Billy's at 2 points. So we're good.
Okay.
All right. And now we go into our second segment here. And this one's going to be, I'm really curious how you guys can do this. So I'm going to list a category.
Okay.
And you guys have to list 10 cards that fall into that category within
Oh, jeez.
30 seconds.
30
Oh.
seconds. Oh, God.
Gosh. All right.
Yes.
I need my brain
But
power.
I'm not going to have you both yelling at this. So one of you is going to take one, then the other is going to take another, and then you'll collaborate for the final one.
All right.
So let me bring up my timer. All right. Got it. And Billy, you're going to be able to field the first one here. Are you ready?
Gosh. I guess I am. Yeah.
You are. All right. So Billy, give me 10 Death Rattle cards starting now.
Deathlord, Loot Hoarder, Harvest Golem, Fugan Stalag. What am I up to? Jeez. Oh God, I can't even think. What? Piloted Shredder, Piloted Sky Golem. Jesus, why can't I think? I can't think. Oh my gosh.
no.
Zombie Chow.
Yes. 3 seconds.
I can't think.
All right. That's 8. That's pretty
Uh,
good. 8 and 30 seconds. I'm surprised you didn't go to Sneed's old shredder. In your
Yeah.
little,
Oh, I
That's
did.
like
Oh,
the
I got
lo-
all the
that's
shredders.
logical
I forgot
increment of
about
shredders.
Sneeds.
yeah,
I
and then you
forgot
just
about
stopped
Sneeds.
there. I was also expecting a Haunted Creeper to come out. But very good.
Why can't I think? Oh, that would have been it. That was so easy.
That would have been 9. You were so close, Billy. All right, Andres, are you ready?
I think I'm ready.
All right. 10 cards in 30 seconds. Battle Cry.
Battle
Go.
Cry. Oh,
Battle Cry is
Jesus.
not a card.
Cruel Taskmaster, Twilight Drake. Oh, Jesus.
There are a lot of cards in Battle Cry.
I know there are a lot of cards. Battle Cry.
Why couldn't you give me this one?
Big Game Hunter.
Yes.
Jesus, I can't think of any anymore.
Jesus
either.
is not a card.
The Imp, the Flame Imp.
Yes.
Defender of Argus.
Oh, wait, you're out of time. That's 5. Well
My
done.
God, that's terrible.
Wow, I could have went crazy with that one.
Yeah. All
Novice
right,
Engineer,
guys.
Deathwing, everything. Let's go.
I know everything has Battle Cry. I don't know why I couldn't
Just
think of
start
any.
listing cards in hope.
I kept thinking about Death Rattles for some reason.
I call a bonus point because there are far more many cards with Battlecry than Death Rattle.
Yeah, that's a fair point, Billy. But I thought you could go to Naxxramas and just start thinking Naxxramas and getting 10 cards.
That's what I was doing with Fugan and Stalag and all of
Sludge
that. For some
Belcher,
reason,
yeah.
I didn't think
Yeah.
of Sludge Belcher, Haunted Creeper, or one of the other ones. I forget.
Yep. I realize now why I didn't come up with Deathwing. I was looking through my collection for that and forgot to do the craft mode, and I don't own Deathwing. So I'm
that's
just
it.
like, that's not a card. All right, so we got our last category here for 10 cards in 30 seconds. I was thinking about like what defines our show, and I realized the closest thing was the letter H. So you guys need to list 10 cards that start with the letter H
Oh my
in
god.
30 seconds.
We work
Press
together
up.
in this one?
Yeah.
And you guys work
So
together. So
we'll do Billy Andres, because
yes, you take turns because otherwise it'll get insane. So
right.
Billy, you say one, and then Autos, you say one, etc., and start now.
Haunted Creeper.
Autos,
Hunter's Mark.
Billy,
I can't say stuff like high main. It doesn't count. I don't even know.
Andres?
Yeah, go.
Oh, what cards are
Is
with
there
H?
even 10? Can't even think of like
There has to
three.
be the.
Okay, you have 3 seconds.
Oh my
Well,
god.
yeah, we're definitely not
allow
gonna get
me
this
to-
one.
Healing Touch, Hellfire, Hemet Nesting Roar, Heroic Strike, Hex, Hobgoblin, Hogger, Holy Fire, Holy Light, Holy Nova, Holy Smite, Holy Wrath,
Oh
Hound
my
Master
god,
Humility,
holy. Why didn't we go holy everything?
We
Oh
should
my
have
God.
gone with a holy. Oh my god.
Hungry Crab, Hungry Dragon, Hunter's Mark. Yeah, so there were quite a few.
I just keep thinking when I kept thinking H, I kept going like high main and stuff that
And
like
no
had a
Harrison
H
Jones.
somewhere
I'm
else.
disappointed in you
Oh
guys.
yeah, I didn't even get the Jones Master. Oh my gosh. I'm
I'm
bad
also
at this.
disappointed. You guys have no loyalty to our podcast if you haven't been paying attention to the letter H.
To the H's? I'm so sorry.
Anyway, yes,
Definitely,
that was.
I think definitely we can conclude that Billy and I are not good at card names.
I think I did good on the Death Rattle one.
You did good.
You
You
did
got
pretty
it
decent, actually.
Yeah, all
for
right.
coming out of nowhere. And you guys actually knew more than the person making up the questions for the first couple of them. So, hey, congrats.
This was a fun segment. I'd like this to be a segment like every 5th episode or something like that.
Yeah,
This
this
was fun.
I can't decide if this showed our collective abilities or collective
Yeah, we
ignorance about
didn't sound very
Hearthstone.
convincing.
I think having to go to 10 was a bit of a constraint though. I think that was
Maybe like 5 cards in 30
No,
seconds.
I think 10 because it makes it a challenge. You got 8.
or just
You almost did
not
it.
make it like a certain number, make it like you accumulate points for each one you get.
Ooh,
Oh,
and
that
then
would
yeah.
feel
points.
better.
As many as you can get. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that would have been better. Well, Billy, there's always room for improvement. This
Yeah.
is why we're going to do 10 more
This is
episodes.
Hearthaholics Quiz 1.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
This was
So,
fun. I
provide.
appreciated this. This was good.
I'm glad. Look forward to the quiz about the number 11 next episode. All right. Oh, I know why I made you name 10. I needed that to have something to do with 10.
Yeah, I get that, but
Quiz
for
went up.
future episodes.
Yeah, that's a good point. All right. So, everyone, apparently a lot has been happening just in the world of Hearthstone lately. So, we're taking a little break from our typical format of all bringing a strategic topic to just talk about what's going on these days with Hearthstone. Before we jumped into that, did any of you have anything particularly cool happen this last week in Hearthstone or anything you've been excited about doing in the game itself?
It occurred to me that I didn't let everybody know about this last week. So this is going to be a really boring topic because you guys already know about it, but no one else does. It's possible that I was really enjoying Heroes of the Storm that week. So
Yes.
I was kind of on like whatever the opposite of hype is about Hearthstone. Like I wasn't like as excited about Hearthstone as I normally am. This caused me to disenchant all my pretty golden cards, so now I'm not special anymore, and I don't have golden cards. And yeah, I'm sad.
You know,
guys.
I just feel kind of good about that because now you're like me.
you don't have any golden cards either?
I disenchant all of them to make actual cards.
Didn't you have like a
but
bunch
this-
of gold too?
But they're,
Me?
they're
I keep a
shiny
bit of
and,
gold around.
and they're special and they
I
move.
like my golden cards. I like keeping them around.
Yeah.
Man, I regret it so much.
Yeah, I know you do. I feel a little bad for you, but as someone that has like 5 golden heroes and I think every hero to level 60, that I think you're doing okay in the collectathon aspect of Hearthstone.
That's
Five is for scum. I'm at 7.
6? Oh my gosh. Don't talk to me about not having enough glittery stuff.
I need
in,
more glittery.
Hearthstone.
I need it to all be pretty.
Yeah. For myself, this last week has pretty much just been me trying out Demon Zoo.
I heard
like
you
mid-range.
did pretty well with that deck.
Yeah, it's been going really well for me. I just basically did one big night of playing it and went on a streak, I think, from rank 17 to rank 12. So just shot up there with quite a few win streaks, and I'm feeling pretty good about that because that's honestly faster than I typically get there in a season, given the amount of time I have to dedicate to Hearthstone.
Very nice.
So I was really happy with that. I think I'm currently at like 14 wins and 7 losses, or 6 losses. So it's at like a
Nice.
75% win ratio.
Yeah,
So
that's a pretty good record.
I am very happy with it so far. I just love how the deck plays. And
You played a lot
think-
of Zoo previously, right?
I had played a lot of kind of an older version of Zoo. My problem is that it would run out of fuel. This one, I think, does a much better job of addressing that. It's still
I think they need to rename this version of Zoo. I don't think it should be called Zoo.
I don't think it's Zoo anymore, yeah.
It's like mid-range Zoo, which
is it's like a mid-range like demon luck. But the thing is, it's not only demons because it uses the hunted creepers and the jugglers, which is kind of Zoo-ish.
It has Zoo aspects, but it's a mid-range deck. I don't think it should be called Zoo.
It has a really strong curve, I feel.
It really does. I've really learned, using all of your mana as effectively as you can every turn is super important for it. Unlike Handlock, you really don't want to be tapping. You want to be playing stuff out whenever possible. And just when you get the Nerubian Egg Void Terror start, it feels pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I actually recently talked about that in plug.
Oh, nice.
On my top 5 series plug. YouTube.com/BullyHS.
Probably my favorite thing that happened that I just wished there was someone around to tell when it happened, and I looked at my friends list and everyone was offline. I'm like, gosh darn it, I need to tell someone about this. I'm trying to pull it up now so I don't forget all the details. Here we are. So I was playing against the Face Hunter, and I was really worried because I was getting really low on life and had no board and knew that if the game went long, I was just going to die. So I used Bane of Doom on the Knife Juggler he played. I was like, he has no board. He needs to play something I can kill with Bane of Doom and get a creature. And he played Knife Juggler and nothing else. And I'm like, well, okay. So I hit that and I got Mistress of Pain. Oh. And I'm like, how's this going to let me? So I just threw it into a freezing trap and then played it again. And it went to his turn. He played Savannah Highmane. It went back to my turn. I played Power Overwhelming on the Mistress of Pain, silenced his Highmane and traded into it. And my life went skyrocketing.
Nice.
But after that, I played a Void Terror on my double Power Overwhelming.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I had like a 12-6
this gets better.
Void Terror, and he just conceded.
Wow. That's a nice turn of events.
I was waiting for you to say, and he got big game hunted.
I would have been so sad. I think he had 2 cards left. And I'm like, that's
big game hunter and a hunter? That would be...
Yeah, but I mean... It's
you
just
could have
the
Hunter's Mark Unleash the Hounds or something.
Yeah, that is feasible.
Yeah. But anyway, that felt really good. And the moral of that story is Bane of Doom is the best.
Bane of Doom is
there's
sweet.
An ongoing joke that you always get Mal'Ganis out of Bane of Doom.
I've gotten him once. Yeah. I've got Illidan from it. It's
nice.
Really good. I don't think I've gotten Jiraxis yet, though.
No Jiraxis?
But
I've
a
gotten
lot
a couple
of good
times.
cards. Almost every time it's like a very good card to have.
Yeah. I saw your deck list and I thought it was really strong. I played around it with a bit. I did a couple of changes.
Really?
You were running 2 Bane of Dooms and 2 Void Terrors.
The 2 Bane of Dooms wasn't accurate. That's the one I created in the deck creator before I realized I only have 1 Bane of Doom crafted.
Oh, okay.
But that's the optimal deck I was going for. But yeah, what did you change with it?
Because I feel 2 Bane of Dooms sometimes is a little too much. Because 1 Bane of Doom can come really in handy, can really turn the game around like it did for you there. But having 2 in your hand is very detrimental.
There aren't typically 2 places you want to play them, especially with 2 implosions. You can get 2 removal heavy.
Exactly. And I don't know if there's enough time in a game to pull off 2 Bane of Dooms.
Yeah.
Sometimes with all the other stuff that you're trying to play.
Totally.
I think I took that out and I put in a Shadow Flame. Because I think Shadow Flame is really good in your deck. With
Sylvanas,
the 2, Sylvanas, the 2 Power Overwhelmings, the Void Callers, so you can bring out your demons. And then it's also really good against Patron Warrior, which is very popular right now.
That's a really good tech. I currently don't have Shadow Flame running in it, and I'm testing around with that and Hellfire both just because I keep playing games and they keep sitting in my hand dead just because of how the games go. But it's something that if I kept losing games to a board that I could clear, I would definitely put in there because I
definitely.
Totally
if
agree.
you're running into a lot of hunters and stuff like that, Shadow Flame is not as good.
Yeah, because I'm clearing the board with my minions a lot of the time. So by the time I get a Shadow Flame, it's like, well, I'm already, keeping the board pretty clear.
Yeah.
But I agree against Patron or something, and it just syncs so well with so many of the cards that I think that's a really good tech-in for what's going on. So yeah, I've been liking that a lot. My current name for it is Who Let the Imps Out.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm enjoying that deck a lot. So yeah, before we
it's a good deck.
Yeah, I like it so much. Probably a lot more than Tempo Mage. A little more than what I enjoyed of Mid-Range Hunter as well. So I think it's very much up my alley. Before we jump into the main news here, Andres, anything cool with you going on this last week?
Just been playing a ton of ladder, been playing a lot of Patron Warrior. That's been my kind of deck lately. I really like it. Been trying to learn it up and down. I got to rank 8 with it this week, and then I've been sitting there, haven't been able to get a chance to play anymore.
Vincent mentioned you two are in a race now.
Oh yeah, I think. Well, he was trying to get up there, and he was like, "How can you catch up now?" So I was like, "Well, I'm definitely gonna catch up."
Yep.
So I catched up, and then I think I logged in today. He was already ranked 7, so I'm gonna have to sit down for a few hours, play some games. I kind of like that. I kind of like that. There's a little motivation to keep you going.
Totally. Like I say, I like the same racing Billy just because right now I'm ahead of him. So I suddenly said we're in competition. Me?
Yeah.
12.
Damn you. I'm sitting down this afternoon. You're done. I'm sitting down.
You could get ahead of me pretty quickly, given what the rest of my week's looking like. Gosh darn it, Billy.
Foiled by real life's responsibilities.
Indeed. All right. So speaking of the rest of this week, there's some cool news that might see fruition through the rest of this week. Billy, you want to talk about the hero kerfuffle that's going on?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah.
I think that's an accurate description of what's happening.
Hero Kerfuffle is also my new iOS game.
I could totally see that. Yes, please. So for people, I don't know how you don't know about this, but Blizzard was being a little bit cheeky. They tweeted out a image a while ago when they were deciding to announce this, and it was just like a still image, and everyone was inferring from that we were getting like a hero variant thing. And obviously since then they've announced that it was Magni, and everyone kind of got a little bit upset about this because of the price, which I still don't understand why we're upset, but we're upset.
It is $1,099 if you want to buy Magni.
If absolutely.
Oh wait, there's a period in there. Okay, it's $10.99. $9.99.
$9.99, yeah.
So people have been getting upset about that because they think it's overpriced, because if you want to buy all the heroes, it's like $90. And my response to that is always, do you really use all the heroes? And do you really want all the heroes? Like, there's going to be a very small number of people who are going to buy all of these things.
Right.
And it doesn't affect gameplay at all. And you're getting a card back with it as well. This price seems as high as it could go. Like, if it was any higher, I would kind of agree with people, but like this seems spot on to me.
So Andres, I know you had some problems with this before. Like, what are your thoughts on the pricing and all of the announcement?
I think it is a little bit pricey, but that's not my main concern. Because honestly, like Billy said, this is a cosmetic thing, and honestly, it doesn't affect anyone in absolutely no way whatsoever. Aside from the people who really enjoy these things, get to get a shiny new skin, and it looks cool. Looks badass, cool animation. But the one thing that kind of was a little disheartening for me is that it comes already in the golden version. And I feel like that kind of takes away a little bit from the original Golden Heroes.
I totally agree with that. I was frustrated when I saw that. I thought that was them showing the golden version, and then I later on read that that's the version it's just going to come with. And that upsets me. I think you should have to work towards these. These take a long time to earn. And for you to
Golden Heroes take a long time, and it's something to be prideful about.
If a new player's just going to look at, like, oh, I like Warrior, I can buy this. And now they're going to look, I don't know. It's frustrating to me, who spent a lot of hours playing this game and earning the Golden Heroes that we just talked about. I've got 7 of the things. Takes a long time to even get one of them, and it's not fair that to me at least, it doesn't seem fair that you're able to just buy a golden hero.
Yeah, well, and granted that even you could still switch and use your original golden hero to show that you earned it, but then at that point,
as far as I'm aware,
which one do you want to show off?
As far as I'm aware, you can show off having golden of that class, because the version they're releasing won't have like a golden trim around the portrait and everything like that. So there still will be a difference between normal and golden, but you do have the animation for normal, and I don't think that's...
They did clarify that later, but I don't know. I think I would have been a lot happier if you just released the new portrait, and then if you earn the golden hero, then it becomes golden for you. But I can see how they couldn't justify $10 for just that.
I kind of have two thoughts on that. First of all, in the same logic that makes me happy that Billy disenchanted all of his golden cards. I'm happy to be able to be golden like everybody else now. But on the other side of it, it is a problem. I think it's similar to the problem that Blizzard ran into when they started releasing paid mounts in World of Warcraft, where these paid mounts often looked a lot cooler than the mounts that people had been grinding for weeks, and could even kind of be analogous to them. Like, this is a dragon, like the dragon you got, but way cooler looking, and people just bought this one. And I think it's a problem Blizzard has. Like, the alternate complaint you could have is, I paid arguably too much for this, $10, to get this hero, and I don't even get to see all the animation work you did for it, because I don't have a golden. Like, most people who buy the hero will never even be able to see the hero animated. Like 95% of the people. I don't actually know the stats for that, but throwing something out there. And that feels pretty bad from a consumer standpoint, that you bought something and now you don't even get to see it like in its full glory. So that's probably like the counter argument that Blizzard was thinking about.
And I agree. It's probably why they did it this way, because they cannot justify $10 for this hero skins if that was the case. But I wish they maybe would have done then maybe something to them, right? Like you said, maybe Magni's golden version could be diamond or something cool like that. Something
more special than a border, I think, would have been a good way to do it.
Yeah, it's not, like, to me, it just doesn't seem fair to give away that animation. Like, maybe do something else. I don't know, maybe the hero power is animated, but not the hero. I don't know. Just
it kind of set up a precedent for that to be like the one super special thing you can earn by playing the game a lot. And then cheapening it for every class does feel a little bit weird. I think it kind of goes back to the central problem, which is I do think that this is there's really no objective value on how much microtransactions should cost in games. It's always going to be a pretty subjective thing, but I think this is too much for it to be comfortable as a cosmetic item for most people. And it's the type of thing that if this was $3 or $5, I think they could justify not giving you the golden version for that a lot more. And it'd be a lot simpler just to say, and then you can earn the golden version later. Like, I think that would just be better for the consumers and create more goodwill for Blizzard if it was really like a microtransaction, not like sinking a bunch of money into it.
I don't know. It feels like Blizzard, I don't know. They always tend to do this. They always tend to be able to push their price to right at the edge. Where they're still gonna make a lot of sales from these things, but for a lot of people, this is way overpriced, especially for what it is and what it brings.
You think this is overpriced? Check out the Heroes of the Storm store.
Well, I wouldn't even use Heroes of the Storm as the primary. Well, it's pretty bad, but as the primary example, because like you said, the people that were surprised by this is what surprised me. Maybe they weren't people who knew Blizzard prices in general, but they've been very consistent at this level or more for cosmetic items. I mean, a single mount in World of Warcraft costs you $25.
Yep.
Like, that's a lot more for something you're probably going to be seeing less.
A skin in Heroes, which you use on one character, is one of, like, there's a group that they have different types for skins, and their biggest type for a skin is $18 on the Australian store. I think it's roughly $16 or $17 on the American store.
So this is very consistent for their pricing.
I'm not surprised by the price, honestly.
Yeah, but for people who are used to playing Hearthstone as a free-to-play game, that's really nice to them and makes it easy to put some money into packs, and everything you spend money on gives you tangible rewards. Suddenly seeing $10 for a piece of artwork probably feels a bit like Blizzard's trying to milk them for money, even though I don't necessarily see it that way.
Yeah, I don't like seeing it that way because that seems silly to me. If you and I'm not directing this towards you, but I'm directing it towards anybody. If you are a person who thinks this is overpriced, then don't buy it, right?
Yeah,
sure.
And also, it's also important to look at it like, what is this gonna bring? Like, it's a cosmetic item. It doesn't affect any of the gameplay, but it's still gonna be a source of revenue for Blizzard, and it's a source of revenue for Hearthstone, which in the end, we'll have to see how things pan out. But it's the sort of thing that seasoned players and people who are really invested into the game can still buy into, and keeps them investing into the game and pouring more money into it, which in the end might let the game grow bigger, let them hire more people, do more things in the future for the game. Hopefully, that's what will happen, right?
I will say that a friend of mine who I used to do a bunch of Call of Duty videos with back when I did Call of Duty videos recently installed Hearthstone, and I understand he's used to spending an absurd amount of money on video games. He plays the Pokemon trading card game and etc. But he tweeted out that he recently installed Hearthstone and that he's excited he thinks it's going to become an addiction of his, and he's excited to continue to play it. I will say for a new player like somebody who's in his shoes might find it a bit daunting if now when I go to the store, there's now packs, there's different types of packs, there's solo adventures, there's different types of solo adventures, and now there's heroes and there's different types of heroes. Like the store is starting to become larger, and I'm not sure if that's necessarily a good thing. It's a good thing for me because I'm the type of consumer that's going to want to buy all of that. I'm just not sure if it's particularly healthy for the game. But obviously Blizzard thinks it's going to work out for them, and Blizzard have been doing this for a long time, and I believe in them. But it's just
I don't know. Their long-term plans seem pretty big. I'm pretty sure they want a lot of stuff in that store. How that gets trickled down to the newer players and how easily accessible it is, I don't know. That's a problem they'll have to figure out. But I'm pretty sure that they're in for the long haul in this game.
Yeah.
I'm excited for 6 years from now when we get to explain to newer players that the store used to just be one page with packs.
I'm surprised at Blizzard's pricing model just on a larger scale in that it seems to me that if you priced your microtransactions cheaper, you get more volume to make up for that, just because this must be a really hard splurge buy for most people to justify. But I have to imagine they've done this enough times in enough places that I guess these high prices are working for them. It just never seemed to me sustainable.
I think it
is, because they wouldn't be doing it if it wasn't, right? And maybe they want to do it this certain way too. I mean, keeping it high price does keep a certain level of exclusivity where not everyone's going to have it. I will say if they're
able to get away with these high prices and well, I don't like calling it a high price because to me that's not a high price. But if this is considered high price, it does frustrate me that they couldn't have just lowered the price and removed the animation for normal portrait. Because I don't know, it just doesn't. Yeah, whatever. I could go on for that for like years.
The last thing I want to say about this is that I don't think a lot of the backlash has come only for the price. Like, it's pricey enough, but I think most people if they think it's too pricey, are just not gonna buy it, and then that'll be the end of it. I think the biggest backlash was that they've been quiet for a long time now since Blackrock Mountain came out, and they haven't said anything about the future plans of the game aside. And there's been a lot of feedback, right? A lot of people have been wanting a lot of things for a while, like new formats, more deck slots, stuff like that. And then out of nowhere, they just come out with this news, which is purely cosmetic. It's kind of pricey. It's not really what people have been asking them for.
Right.
So I think
speaking of which, did you see Ben Bird's? It wasn't a tweet, but it was a quote from somewhere. He said something along the lines of, "I definitely don't think extra deck slots would be anything that would be too confusing." Yeah,
that was interesting.
That got me excited.
Going back to your point, though, Andres, that's probably the criticism I enjoyed or agreed with the least. Just because I've never much liked the argument that's like, well, since they're working on this, it obviously means they're not doing this and they're harming the community. Like we mentioned before, revenue streams are an important part of them being able to continue development in this game, so you can't expect them to not, be working on this sort of thing. Secondly, it probably wouldn't take them that much time to implement some heroes and get this system in place. And thirdly, it's like, this announcement just came out, which we're going to go over pretty soon, that new stuff is coming. And it just seems self-evident to me that they're going to announce other new stuff pretty soon. They're getting too riled up about that right after this announcement. Just give it a little bit of time for them to announce other stuff alongside it.
Absolutely, and I think you're right about that, but unfortunately, not everyone is as reasonable as you are, Brian.
Yeah, right. I think the community's reaction was definitely overboard.
Some places.
I think what happened is because the most recent news from Hearthstone has been, like you said, really empty. And then, the only thing that people have been able to get excited about are, that guy who made, an entire expansion of fan cards on Reddit. That's the most recent thing they've seen. So then for them to see something like that and then see this, I understand
Sure.
How the community overreacted, I still think it completely overreacted. But
And this time it was like the calm before the storm, right? Like everyone was kind of waiting for that announcement from Blizzard. Like, what are they gonna do with the game? What's gonna come new? And this was what came out, and I think that it was a huge backlash because that's not what people wanted to hear. But you're right, Bryan. I think because there was this huge backlash, I think they were kind of forced to act on it, and I think that's why we got this little other announcement that we want to talk about. They recently posted a little thing on Facebook where it's just the image of the front page of Hearthstone with the little icon that's been gone forever turning into an actual button that you can click.
Indeed.
Foreshadowing a new mode?
By the way, before we get into this, I want to point out that animation is very crisp, and I think I think this is going to be an unlockable. I think that like if you make a new account, you won't have access to this. I think you're going to have to like I'm assuming that most of us will have it already unlocked because we'll have like a requirement met or something. But I feel like that animation's going to be in the game.
That's a good observation because it is a very well crafted animation. So maybe it is something that happens when
like
you
if this was something random they wanted to throw on Facebook or throw up wherever, I don't think like those sparks would be flying everywhere and stuff like that. I think it would just be a simple animation.
The other thought is just that they want to create excitement. Maybe the patch where this is unleashed the first time you get into the game and see this button. Pops up for you.
And I'm pretty sure they intended to announce this new game mode. I just think that maybe they did a little earlier.
Yeah, that's a good thought.
Yeah, because of the negative response they got.
What if this is the change your hero button?
A lot of people were joking with that. They were joking like, what if this is just an exit button that costs $10?
That's amazing.
It costs $9.99 to exit the game now.
That would be pretty good. Yeah, there are a lot of dumb things it could be, but what is everyone, what's everyone's money on for this actually being? I know, Bill, you were really excited for 2v2 until they said we're not doing that.
Oh yeah, they definitely said not.
That's mean. Like, I feel like this is the perfect time for a 2v2 mode, but obviously, like you said, they said that they're not doing it. Like in my mind, they can. All the decks right now, like every single class has 2 variants. Mage has tempo, and the other one freeze and mech, and Hunter has mid range and face, and every class has 2 variants right now, including warrior, like which we've had for so long only be 1 deck. Now would be, at least in my mind, the perfect time to release a 2v2 because who knows what the meta is going to look like after this. This might be one of the only times where we have 2 decks for each class.
I guess they're just probably thinking like the meta is so interesting and so stable and like everyone's happy with the game. Maybe we shouldn't implement a mode that just like, well, granted, they would have been in development way before now. So
yeah, but the point being, I wouldn't be surprised if they're working on it now because of what the meta is like right now. Because
apparently they aren't.
Well, they can lie about that fairly easily.
Yeah, that's true. But you like to think they wouldn't.
I don't think they would. That was a very sincere. We're not doing this right now.
Fair enough, but like for my personal taste, I think it's the perfect time for it. Because if you want a 2v2 mode, you can't have like queue up and find you're playing Face Hunter and the other 3 people are playing Face Hunter.
I agree. I just think they wouldn't have time to develop it in response to this meta. So even if it's like a good place, theoretically, the meta would probably be completely different back when they were starting to create.
Here's what I think about the 2v2. I think it's not so much to do with the meta and stuff, because that they can always balance some stuff, or they can introduce new cards to kind of make it work. I think the main reason why
meta. Let me clear this up. When I was saying meta, I wasn't using the right term purely because I just don't know a term for this. But what I mean is that the second point I was making, which is every single class now has multiple different decks, even more than 2 for most, which is kind of what you would want before you release a 2v2 mode.
Sure. I get it. That's a fair point.
Yeah. So what were you saying regardless, though, I think it's not so much of a problem of diversity and having different classes and different decks, but is more of a problem of infrastructure and the UI. I think it would be too hard for them at this point, especially after they just did a huge iPhone release, and that took them a long time to get that ready and get that UI done. I think it would be a huge undertaking for them to change completely the UI and do a new revamp one for phones as well, to introduce something like a 2v2. And that might be something that might come in the future, but it would be a huge undertaking for them, and they're just
given
not
the level. the level of polish and control that Blizzard likes to keep over everything Hearthstone, I don't think they want to shake it all up right now.
Yeah,
Like, I just don't think
especially
that's the
not
end
right
game.
now when they're trying to introduce so many new things to the game.
Yeah. That said, Billy, I would love it if it was 2v2, but that's the one thing we can say it's not. So, like, what do we all think it is? Are we all agreed that it's probably, like, tournament or custom games?
So tournament is probably the most probable one, some sort of tournament mode, right? The people have been asking for it for a really long time. They are very vocal about making Hearthstone an esport and a very competitive game. They spend a lot of money promoting this game and helping tournament organizers to grow. So it would seem right if they added a tournament mode. And I would hope it would be a tournament mode that is catered to hosting tournaments too, so that all these tournament organizers can host tournaments inside of the game client, not having to do all this like third party. You have to go to another website and submit your deck list, and then you have to be there and you have to pay attention to all these things. Rather have all that in the client and ready to go.
What all do you think a tournament mode would include? Because I'm trying to think of a game like Hearthstone, and beyond giving like custom games, do they have much catering to tournaments?
So what I'm picturing, like in my dream scenario, what I want this menu to do, if it is a tournament thing, is it brings up kind of like, if you've played other games, kind of like a list of servers, but not really servers, like listings for tournaments. And it could be like a gold prize pool, and you join up on one, similar to how you would join a server or whatever, and it puts you in there. Although, I don't know how they could do something like that, because then there's...
Yeah, I just can't think of that in another game, let alone Hearthstone. Like...
I mean, it would be hard.
Like, I can't think of another game that does that. Like, that has tournaments that you can join in a matchmaking style system. Except like Magic Online.
So
the Pokemon Online trading card game has it.
Okay, cool.
The way I would picture it, it would work very similarly to what the arena does right now. So everybody who signs up for the tournament goes into this first initial round, and you get matched against other people that just joined the tournament.
Yeah, that makes sense. Actually, that makes way more sense than what I just said. Ignore what I just said.
what I'm picturing is maybe they'll do it with the Conquest format, since it's the official format that they've chosen. Maybe you can choose different formats, but my guess is maybe they just pick one initially, and maybe they go with Conquest. So you have to maybe select 3 of your decks, and those are the 3 decks that you're going to the tournament, or maybe 5 decks. I don't know how they would do it. But basically, you just run with those deck lists, and once you enter the tournament, you cannot change those deck lists. That's how it stays.
I got a question for both of you guys. If that works out like that, would you prefer there to be a prize pool of like gold at the end, or would you prefer maybe a smaller amount of gold and maybe BlizzCon points if they do something huge like that?
That would be very interesting. Maybe depending on they probably have like a tournament ladder, tournament ranking, or some tournament points that you accumulate. Maybe when you win a tournament, you accumulate a certain number of points, and then depending on like your tournament points at the end of the season, you might be awarded BlizzCon points. I think that would be
similar to how if you're number 1 legend, maybe something like that to tournaments. Yeah, like if you win enough tournaments,
I think
then
that
get you BlizzCon points.
A comparison of how I would like the tournament thing to kind of work is similar to how the Here's the Storm ranking system works. That sounded like what you were explaining just now, Andres. You accumulate points
I imagine.
for each match.
Yeah, I imagine kind of like an MMR. So depending on your finish on like the tournament, that gets added to your personal ranking, and then you accumulate that over the season. I imagine maybe at the end of the season it resets and you kind of start over again. Depending on your finish, you might get prizes.
What we're explaining is what I want the Hearthstone ladder to actually be.
Yeah, kind of. That's extremely exciting to be. For some reason, I guess just since Hearthstone, the biggest like change they've made to the game since it was released, apart from releasing the expansions, was observer mode. It's like almost hard for me to fathom them putting like that much of a completely different way to play the game in and balancing it and getting it in there.
It's really exciting to think.
But it is the new button. So like if they're ever going to do that, this is it.
Right. This has been in here since beta. This button that we're about to get, this has been kind of like a closed off section of this chest for a long time. So when they were first developing this game, they wanted this here. They knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
So whatever this is, it's huge. And it actually kind of concerns me, because if it's not 2v2 and they haven't got another button there, it concerns me that maybe there isn't going to be a 2v2. But anyway, that's a discussion for another time.
I have a big feeling that it is a tournament button. I remember seeing...
absolutely. I'm pretty sure we're all pretty convinced that this is going to be a tournament button.
Yeah. I was going to say it because I remember, now that you mentioned that this has been since the inception of the game, the little space for the button. I remember there was a post a while ago, officially by Blizzard, where they released a bunch of the... I think actually it was an Angry Chicken episode, where they brought one of the artists for Hearthstone.
Yep.
And they talked to him, and he brought a bunch of like pictures from the initial concept of the game. I went and I looked back through them, and I remember there was a section where he talked about the different UIs. And one of the UIs had the ladder arena, and then there was specifically a tournament button already included in there. Yeah, and it said tournament.
That's totally it then.
So how has this not been talked about everywhere?
I'm thinking that they've been thinking about it from the beginning of the game.
Aren't people... I could be remembering wrong, but haven't people getting crashes that like have tournament in the wording they're getting, like on the little crash screen?
That's hilarious.
I think that's been happening.
Foreshadowing, guys.
Amazing.
I could be wrong. They could have just been for the new hero, but I could have sworn people were getting like, weird tournament file names.
I think I remember hearing something like that.
Yeah. So it's sort of bug tournament. Like, unless they're putting a specific smoke screen up, it's going to be tournament. I guess just the question is, what the heck does that mean?
Wouldn't it be great if they're just all lying to us and this is going to be 2v2? Like, I would
biggest smoke screen ever.
Yeah,
and the big thing about this
we're doing tournaments.
Is they're like, they're doubling down here. They released something that made the community angry. Then maybe in reparation for that, they released, hey, the button's coming. If the button doesn't turn out to be what the community wants, they're in a little bit of trouble. Because now they'll just be double disappointing people.
Right. They like a lot of people were upset about the hero portrait thing. And if they come out here and this secret button that's been in there since freaking beta, or even alpha, probably. I mean, we didn't see images from alpha, did we? Anyhow, point being, if they randomly come out and be like, this is how you get to the options menu without pressing escape.
And that's what worries me a little bit about the tournament format, is unlike something like observer mode, it's not just something that, everyone knows exactly how it should work, so they do it, we're done, bam. There's like so much they could do, and Blizzard does things so carefully and deliberately that I imagine whatever they announce, everyone's going to be like, that is cool, but so much more limited than what we want. And like so much less than what we want from this.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll have to wait and see.
I feel like they're confident in this mode. Like I said, it's been around since beta, and they just haven't, opened it. Well, I say it's been around. They've had the idea since beta to do this. And I feel like they wouldn't tease us this heavily and set this up the way they have without it being either what we want or something even better, something amazing.
And honestly, I think they just wanted some time to see how the game was going to develop, right? They had the first BlizzCon, and after the first BlizzCon, they released their first official actual game format, like what they were going to use. Like, hey, after seeing how this went down, this is what we're going to go with. So I think they were waiting for stuff like that to gauge how they're going to make their game very competitive. And I think now that they got all this information, they're ready to go forth with a mode like this.
I mean, honestly, if this is a tournament mode that isn't just like, a custom game thing where you can set up tournaments at like a match-baked, I'm going to say that's a word, tournament format like Arena, I would be so excited, because going back to like, the whole point of this podcast, being able to play Hearthstone kind of on a limited time and with limited involvement, and also just get concretely better, that's going to be such a huge tool for that, other than just ladder and just arena.
Yeah, absolutely.
I could see that being the major way I play Hearthstone going forward.
By the way, while we've been here, I've been looking up for those images from the episode of the Angry Chicken, episode 73, Hearthstone, for people who are looking for it. It definitely has a tournament button right there. And what interests me is the clock and the battery life icon and the options cogwheel are still in the same spot. They haven't been moved since the original concept of the AI, of the UI.
I guess they worked pretty well.
I'm going to be really disappointed if they announce this tomorrow, and by the time our episode goes up, it's like out there.
Wouldn't that be great if we're theorizing the whole time and they've announced it like the day after? They did that with Magni. They announced Magni the day after our episode.
Yeah, if that happens, we're going to re-record and then be like super insightful in all of our predictions and like guess spot on.
But okay, real quick
Yes.
before we keep ranting on this topic, what if it's not just like real quick
Yeah.
options? What if it's not a tournament mode? What do you guys?
Yeah, what is everyone's
What do we
prediction?
think it is if it's not tournament? I'm positive it's tournament now after seeing the screenshot.
If it's not tournament mode, my second best guess would be a custom rules mode where you can create custom rules for your match and then you can match against your friends. This would be like a non-competitive mode. It'd just be like just for funsies that you can hang out with your friends, or you can like maybe create like custom rules and other people can join you. But maybe you can, I don't know, like modify some of the rules of the game, ban certain cards, only use certain archetypes. That could be an option.
Yep. They could do like a full limited style thing. I could see like if they did a limited kind of sealed format though, that'd be like an option in Arena, like one of two types of arena
that'd
you
be
could play.
cool.
We've
So I don't
had
think that's going to be
discussions
button.
like this in the past. In my mind, I don't think that is worthy of a second button.
I said, I think
as
that'd be a
fourth
tab
button.
in Arena.
Yeah, it's something like custom rules would.
Oh,
for
that's what
me,
you're saying. Okay.
Would be like you're saying a tab, but maybe just after you challenged a friend, it gives you an option: standard challenge or custom challenge. Like I'm pretty
Unless
sure
unless there's a
it doesn't
lobby
need to be a button.
system where people can go in and like see open custom games.
Yeah,
if there's
it
a
would
lobby
be-
system, then it would need its own button. Like
Yeah, kind
StarCraft.
of like a lobby where you can join, see all these custom rules games.
yeah.
I feel
join
like if there's
whichever you
not
like.
a lobby for casual or something like that, it doesn't make much sense for them to add a lobby for. I don't know. I don't want lobbies in this game.
The one other thing that it totally shouldn't be, but could be, is like a clan system that you create your clan and do stuff through a button, but that needs to be part of like the messaging
I wouldn't be
system.
I wouldn't be opposed to that, but I don't know if they would create a
I
button.
Yeah, I
want
don't,
a
just
think
clan
they would,
system.
I don't think they would hype this up as much as they have.
Totally.
If it was
I would
just
want a clan system
option.
almost as much as I would want a tournament mode in some ways, but I think that's going to be done through the messaging UI since you're going to have it open during other stuff, and that's how they did it in Heroes and all that. So I doubt that would be a button.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's exciting. Is there any word on when they're announcing, or is it just like
No,
teaser?
this was purely a teaser. They said
Okay.
nothing about
Although I
it. They
will
just
say
put the
last
little
week,
video and that was it.
Last week and this week when they announced stuff, it was Thursday for me, which is tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. It's the
Wait,
day
what?
after.
Thursday
Meaning
for you?
that
Oh, Wednesday. Yeah. So it's the day this is releasing.
There is
So-
a
oh, no, they
there is
probably
a
told
Hearthstone
everyone.
maintenance on this Tuesday, so we'll see.
Wait, there's a what?
There's a Hearthstone maintenance this Tuesday. Tomorrow, when
Oh.
the episode comes out, it would
wouldn't
be
it
already
be
passed.
great? Wouldn't it be hilarious if they just released all of this stuff and this episode is us just like theorizing about it and everyone else is like, dude, it's out. It was tournaments. Like, calm down.
That's totally what's going to happen. That is going to be our 10th episode, is us saying completely irrelevant things the entire episode.
Maybe
Yeah,
we
it's
should just release this early this week, just in case.
Yeah, if we can release this like early on Wednesday or tomorrow, cool.
Andres, man, you'd have to have some sweet editing skills to be able to get this out that quick.
It'll get done, guys. It'll get done.
All right. Speaking of stuff that got done, you want to go over the ESL tournament real quick? Anything cool that happened from that? Because I didn't even know it happened.
I only caught the finale, so if you want to talk about stuff before the finale, Andres, you can go ahead, but I'll chime in when you get to the finale.
Nice. I caught it like in different spots, mainly in the beginning of the days before I had to go to work. I thought it was really, really well produced. I thought the players were awesome, and I thought the casting was really great. Some new faces too.
Really?
Chalky was doing a lot of casting.
Yeah, he sent
And,
he sent good when he was doing it. I can
Yeah,
assume was on his
he
phone.
actually did a really good job. He got a lot of positive feedback, and I agree with all of it. He was doing very insightful comments on the games, and he has the perspective of a player because he is a professional Hearthstone player.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he
thought
has
of-
a lot of TCG background. He played a lot of Pokemon, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, very
Oh, yeah.
analytical in the way that he would look at things. I really liked it.
You know what would be really fun to do is create a stream that casts the casters. So we're like, well, he's doing good insight here, Billy. It seems like he's really on top of his game.
Casting of the casting.
Dude,
Yeah,
I would
oh my
love
God.
to cast the tournament. Like, I feel like we need to host a tournament just so I can cast something. Like, I feel...
Next time
I
we
don't
do
know.
a game night, we're going to let you cast the whole thing.
I'm not sure that would work too well. I think maybe someone might talk over me. I don't know how
That's a
that would
good
work.
point. That's a good point. But yeah, I agree. I think it would be incredibly fun to try casting a game. Just, see how it goes. Get some practice in there. But yeah, so Andres, beyond the, like, what defined this tournament? Like, what made it worth watching to you?
Well, I think the coolest thing about this tournament is that there are a lot of new faces. It was like that the first season, and this is the second season they do the legendary series in the ESL. And I like that it opens the doors for very unknown players that haven't been able to break into the scene to go in there, fight all the pros, and have a good chance at winning. And it's what ended up happening in this one.
Yeah, this guy who I had never heard of beat Reynad, which
Talento?
upset me. Yeah, I never heard of Talento. Who's that?
Yeah, I guess we can spoil it because it happened already.
Okay, so spoilers ahead for anyone who
absolutely.
wants to catch up on the tournament.
This is rip.
Actually, spoilers behind for anyone who wants to catch up on the tournament.
But
the winner was this guy, Phone Tap, and he is a very young kid. I'm not exactly sure where he is, Taiwan or somewhere in Asia.
He is, I can tell you in like 3 seconds. Pretend you asked me that question 3 seconds ago.
I don't know exactly where he's from, but he's really young, I know that. And he beat a lot of really good players and ended up taking the win.
Nice.
He won $10,000 too, which is, not too shabby.
Something of a trend in that these open qualifiers often bring in super young players who aren't going to, be like streaming and getting a ton of popularity through that method.
Yeah.
Through their personality. So they go in by actually just being amazing at the game. Did Firebat come in just kind of through the ranks, or did he have like a...
He was commentating.
Yeah,
he was casting. I don't know if he played in the tournament. I don't think he did.
Gotcha. But I mean, when Firebat first came on the scene, like... Did he come from nowhere? Or did he have an established stream?
He came out of nowhere and won BlizzCon like a beast.
Okay.
Yeah, he was known in the professional circles, I believe, because he would come to the hangouts and try to soak it in from them, ask him questions and all this stuff. So he was known in the professional circles. But
Phone Tap's from Vietnam.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because Firebat's fairly young, right? Or am I remembering wrong?
I think so.
He's young. I think most of the Hearthstone community is fairly young.
That's true. I just thought Firebat was on the young end, like 19 or something, but I might be remembering wrong about him.
I think he's that young, but he's on the young side.
Yeah, maybe not that young.
Gotcha. I may be thinking of another player.
That was my favorite thing about this tournament. Just like a lot of new faces, awesome plays.
I'm sad about the tournament, to be honest. Like, as much as I want newer players to win, like my favorite player ever, Reynad, lost. Poor Reynad.
Wait, Reynad's your favorite player?
I think he is. I
find that's very surprising.
I like watching Reynad quite a lot, but he got really poor draw with one of his Grim Patron matches, and that kind of.
What was the finals? Like, what decks were they playing?
I can tell you in 3 seconds. I just had the page
I'll
up.
ask you that question in 3 seconds from now.
The first game was Shaman versus Mage, which I believe Reynad won. And then in game 2, Phone Tap used Druid against Mage, and he won. In game 3, Phone Tap used Druid against Reynad, Reynad's Warrior, and I believe he won that as well. And then the last game was Hunter versus Warrior.
Oh, and he won with Hunter?
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't know how that's even possible.
He was playing really well. I saw a few of his matches.
He was playing really well. Unfortunately,
was it pure face?
It was no, I think it was mid range. I don't remember, but I remember Reynad having a really poor draw that game, which made me sad.
I just had a really weird thought. What do you guys think about Leroy and Grim Patron to give yourself things to run your patrons into? Because
that's a sweet idea. However, it costs a lot of mana.
But you would have to already have to play the patrons, though.
Oh, you'd have to have a patron board, but it would just be an interesting, combo that I never thought of.
It would catch people by surprise. It would win you a couple games, I'm sure.
It was just a random thought, because I thought of Hunter playing Leroy, and then I'm like, Grim Patrons could run into those. It's just a weird thought, because I can't think of too many things to give people 1/1s. But yeah, the tournament sounds really neat.
It was
I definitely encourage people to check it out.
Yeah.
If you guys missed it, at least check out the finals and some of the other games, because it was really interesting. Awesome. Great casting, which is, for me, is the most important thing of a tournament. Yep. Not only the production, but if you have great casters, it makes it so interesting to watch, and you can learn a lot just by watching these games.
Which is funny, because a year ago I would have said that some of the casting in Hearthstone is some of the worst casting I've ever listened to, because some of the times it's really really bad. But this time around, it was really good. I really appreciated the casters. They did a good job. So yeah, if you want to watch Reynard get destroyed for 3 games straight, go watch the final. The final was really fun to watch.
There's a lot of downtime with the casting in Hearthstone, which I like because it gives the personalities a lot of time to shine.
That's a good point as well. Yeah.
So I always thought it was something that, like, as they got comfortable with, it's going to be like the most fun game for casting because they don't have to constantly be talking about the game.
You know what I wish there was a little bit more of in Hearthstone esports?
What's that?
I want a little bit of trash talking between the players. Like that's
everyone's very polite in the
watch.
Hearthstone scene. That is
right?
true.
Like if
I love that. Keep it that way.
No. Like Heroes of the Storm esports is amazing because Tempo Storm and Maelstrom, who are the top teams right now, they're like, let's get something clear. They are on another tier. Like they're the only 2 teams that are even worth watching right now. Well, I say worth watching. That's a bit steep. But if they're versing somebody who's not each other, it's safe to like bet your bank on the fact that Tempo Storm or Maelstrom are going to win. When they're versing each other, or if they're even like 2 players are on the same stream together, constantly trash talking, and it's amazing. Like there was recently a podcast that I was listening to, Town Hall Heroes. They do a bunch of Heroes of Storm content. They're really fun to listen to if you like listening to competitive Heroes stuff. And like they had Jake, who's a supporter of Cloud9, and Zola, who is I think he's team captain of Tempo Storm. And like he would randomly be talking about Tempo Storm, and the other guy would put on a Cloud9 t-shirt and just like kind of sit down and like point at the t-shirt for the rest of the like until he's done talking, and it's amazing. Just like random stuff like that. I don't know, just poking fun at each other would be fun to see.
Yeah, I think like Hearthstone has the ultimate way of doing that though, which is emotes.
Like, no, but you don't like need actual like verbal, like not it. Obviously, everyone in this community is super nice, and everyone in the Heroes community is super nice, but, like, the trash talking for a viewer is really fun to watch. It's, like, the hype behind the match, and I don't know.
I think I know what you mean. Maybe not like the mean trash talking where
that doesn't need to be
insulting
like
the other player, but maybe, like, at the beginning of the match, maybe, you know, like, Kalento maybe can bump against like Strike Crow's shoulder or something, and maybe like give him like a dirty look and like see you on the board, man.
I
or
want
something
hockey.
I don't
to
see players like Kalento or anything getting super aggressive, but like
no, exactly. It would be hilarious if they did. But
I wish like Reynard would play up his character a bit more and be a little bit silly. I don't know. It's I feel like I want more.
I'm
of
all
that
for character.
It can be a little entertaining. Yeah, character exactly. Like spice it up.
Should be like professional wrestling. They all come in with their intro songs.
That's where I'm getting majority of this from, right? That's.
I see where you're going. I see where you're going.
A lot
I'm on board
of that is all hype, right? None of the you don't actually hate each other. It's just fun for people to watch.
Then we need to take it to the next step and stage all of our Hearthstone matches and
Let's not do that. Let's not do that because people still need to make their money. But it would be fun to watch a little bit of like just jabs.
Yeah.
Doesn't need to be like, oh, you suck, but like every now and again, just a little jab at each other. Be nice.
I agree. Speaking of jabs at people, we have some listener emails this week.
Oh, yeah?
That just insult us consistently.
Let's just talk about how poorly they're written or something.
Yeah, let's nitpick and be mean to the people who write into our show.
There was not a comma there. No full stop.
They knew what they were getting into when they wrote into the show, okay?
They should have, if they've obviously listened, so yeah, they know what they're doing. All right, so our first one here comes from Albert. This was an interesting one that I feel kind of bad about because he actually sent it right before we started recording our last episode, and I didn't check the email address again.
Sorry, Albert.
His topic would have been super relevant, but I was just too late, so I wanted to kind of bring it up here so we could answer one interesting point he had. His email reads as follows. Sup, guys? I'm really enjoying the show. You guys sure know how to make time fly by at work. Yes, I can listen to podcasts while working. Lol. I wanted to ask what decks do you like to ladder with? How do you guys deal with ladder anxiety? What's the highest rank you guys ended up with? Love the show. Can't wait till the 10th anniversary episode. Well, if you're listening to this, you're awaiting no more. I hope we did not terribly disappoint you.
I probably disappointed at one point. Like, he's probably really upset with me right now.
He probably has not listened to the show anymore.
Yeah, so he didn't even hear that we got the email. Anyway, we pretty much answered the decks we're going to work with and how we handle laddering. I thought the one interesting point he had that we didn't get to was ladder anxiety. And we never really talked about that. Is that something either you guys deal with? And if so, like, do you have a method for it? Like the idea of getting mad when you lose and all that sort of stuff?
I would like to lead with this topic as I am currently in ladder anxiety.
Okay.
You're currently suffering from ladder anxiety.
Yeah, that's currently something I'm going through. For me, like, because if I take a couple losses on ladder and I just don't feel like playing it anymore, what I do is I kind of bomb my rank by accident, and like not deliberately going, oh, I'm bombing my rank, but like I'll take the stupidest deck you've ever seen and just try to have some fun with it. Like it's just try to have fun for like a couple days and understand that your rank is going to suffer and then go back hard at it again. Like that's what I do, and I know that might not be the most effective way because obviously you're going down ranks. But for me, it allows me to get back into it again. Because if I'm doing like if I take a couple losses on ladder and then I go, oh, I'm going to play some casual. To me, that doesn't work because I know I'm not versing a high caliber of player in casual most of the time.
Right.
Where if I go into ranked and I'm up against some rank 9s and I'm using like freaking, I don't know, mech priest, and I pull off a win, it's more exciting to me, and it allows me to enjoy the game a bit more. And even if I pull off a loss, I'm like, huh, you beat me with mech priest.
That's an interesting point. Like, bringing your own deck and stuff can make you think, like, this isn't just about winning or losing anymore. There's a metagame on top of this, which is, like, learning my deck, having fun with it, and seeing how I can kind of mess with everything out here.
Yeah.
So that's a cool way to do it. What do you think, Andres? Like, what's your method?
I think, ladder anxiety is very real, and it gets worse, like, the higher you get into the ranks, especially towards the end of the season.
I agree.
When you know that each loss is gonna hurt, or maybe you have like a win streak and you start getting that little tickle right before you play the rank button again, and you're like, should I play another game or should I just leave it here for now? I did win like 3 in a row. I don't know if I want to do it, or maybe
it actually makes me so happy that you get that as well. I thought that was like a me thing. Like I thought that I'm just, I obviously I don't have the brain capacity to play ladder because I get all, excited when I go into a new rank game, but apparently other players have that as well. Apparently,
I think it's a very common thing, especially in Hearthstone, where especially people who want to try hard, losing a rank is just feels really bad, and I think it's just a natural thing to get a little anxiety right before you go into it. Although I have to say that I have gotten a lot better at it, and I think it's also a state of mind. If you're very worried about your rank, if you're constantly thinking about it, if that's the end goal, and you're thinking, especially like in the long run, like you want to maybe get to legend or maybe get a really high rank, like rank 3 or rank 4, I feel like that sometimes adds to the anxiety, and you have to think about it like one step at a time. Like, don't think about legend, just focus on the game that you're playing at the moment, and then just know that at the end of the day, playing ranked or playing casual is exactly the same thing. Even if you lose a rank, at the end of the day, you're not really losing anything. If you're really trying to push the legend, I know it can be a little depressing to lose a game, but at the end of the day, you haven't lost anything. So just, take it as it is. And one thing that I've been trying to make myself do is that if I'm on a serious gaming streak and I want to sit down maybe for like an hour or an hour and a half and really go at it hard at the ladder, I try not to take long breaks in between games. I finish a game and instantly queue into the next one and keep it going. I know a lot of professional streamers do this, and they mainly do it because they're streaming at the moment, so they can't have, downtime. You just keep going. And it really helps to just, not think about it so much, but just know that if you lost the game, shake it off, move on to the next one.
That's interesting, because that's a little bit
different. I wanted you to start singing Taylor Swift right there. You said shake it off, and I was just expecting Andres to go into like song and dance.
Please not mention it. I'm going to have it stuck in my head.
I would say edit it in the middle of this, but then all the copyright people are going to pull down.
Oh, yeah. Copyright strike. That's going to go off of YouTube so quick. Don't even.
What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. It's interesting because often the advice you hear from people is step away from the game every time you lose. Take a walk, kind of get away from it.
I think there's a difference between ladder anxiety and tilt.
That's a good point.
If you're tilted, by all means, take a break, step away from the game, drink a glass of water, play with your cat. I don't know, do something that
Don't strangle
brings
your
the
cat.
stress level down. But
Kill it.
ladder anxiety is more like that little tingling feeling in your stomach that you get because you
that's a
know
good point.
you don't know if you're gonna lose or you're gonna win. You're maybe doubting yourself a little bit.
Yeah, that's a good distinction to make. One can lead to the other, but
Yeah,
I agree
one
with a
can
lot of
definitely
what
lead to the other for sure.
I agree with a lot of what you said, Andres. I'm in kind of the position where I kind of get away from somewhat of ladder anxiety and certainly tilt because I do typically play in pretty short spurts, so I can never like get super frustrated with losing a lot. And also don't get that high in the ranks, so I don't get the whole like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna make it to legend. So I'm not quite at that level. I found one thing you can do is playing with friends actually works really well.
Yeah.
If you're really hitting a rut for a couple reasons. And I found the same thing when I used to play StarCraft is, for one thing, you're getting a fresh perspective. So what you may think is the correct play and you're sure it's the correct play and you don't know why you're losing, your friend may be like, no, that was the correct play. That's why you're losing. You're terrible at this game. Then, well, okay, maybe that's not the best example, but it still makes you feel better because, you know, you're getting advice from your friend about what to do. Additionally, there's just like a division of responsibility, and now you can kind of blame your friend for it too, and you can talk about what you did wrong and kind of discuss it and feel like you're doing it as a team, and you're also having a social dynamic that's going on, so there's something important going on other than just playing the game. You're also talking to someone and having fun with them, and the game almost becomes secondary to just hanging out with whoever your friend is. So it really helps to kind of reduce the importance of the game so much. I've done that sometimes before, and I think it could be really fun. Additionally, this is kind of a weird one, and maybe it's unique to me, but like, when you lose the game, someone else is winning the game. The guy you just faced won a game. And if, you know, you had a friend sitting across from you, you congratulate him on his victory, respect his game, and think, well, okay, that didn't go well for me, but equally, someone just got a cool win out of that. So like, kind of thinking of it in that terms, and not just think about your own personal performance, but, you know, we're all in this playing together, so someone else got a win out of that. So, you know, it's not really that bad.
That's a very positive way of looking at it.
No. Screw them. It's all about my wins.
Again, that may be the Canadian wannabe in me, but
The Canadian wannabe. I'm sorry, that's a line I'm using for the rest of my life. That's a line that's gonna constantly. That's in my vocabulary now.
Canadian
my wannabe.
wannabe.
Canadian.
Canadian. Yeah. A lot of good ways this can go. But yeah, that's probably my advice for it is, you know, be nice to people. Think about who else is winning from it, and don't like Andra said, don't put that much stock into it.
At the end of the day, it's a
looking
game.
at
You
it.
know, just take it as it is.
Yeah.
And that's a really good question, though. I feel like a lot of people suffer from that. Thanks, Albert, for writing into the show.
For sure.
Absolutely.
And speaking of playing with friends, we got our last listener topic here I wanted to go over real quick. This is from Jeremy. And he says, hey guys, love the podcast. Okay, automatically I can read the rest of his email now. We're safe. He has earned his spot.
Good, he approves.
Back to Jeremy. A lot of Hearthstone podcasts are too casual or too competitive, but this one is just right. Keep up the awesome work. I am a competitive player with a casual player's time constraints. Here's my question/topic. Like a lot of Hearthstone players, I came from an MTG, that's Magic the Gathering, background. My favorite part of Magic was always the FNMs. These are weekly tournaments every Friday where you compete with friends for small prizes, but mostly just hang out and have fun playing games. Are you guys aware of any way to simulate this in Hearthstone? There's currently no in-game tournament feature. Oh, just wait, man.
Wouldn't
You just wait.
This guy's timing is on point.
So is there a specific weekly open tournament that you would recommend? I don't own a PC, so I'd have to be able to sign up, compete, enter results, etc., all with my iPad and phone. I'm not looking to get to World Championship, just a way to compete that isn't ladder since I don't have enough time each month to hit Legend. Yeah, we're with you.
So I think this is a really good question. Oh, sorry, is there more?
Sorry, he just said this last bit that I'm going to read. Is there an online community group that you know of that all logs on a specific night of the week and all just play Hearthstone together? This game is really lacking in social interaction.
I don't know. I don't know if
I got nothing
like
for you,
that.
man.
Me neither. Yeah.
Sorry, but not really.
So the first thing I want to address is Jamie. Is that his name?
Jeremy.
Yes. Jeremy, I know exactly what you mean, man.
Yep.
Friday Night Magic used to be one of my favorite things to do when I was a teenager. It was such a cool thing to go to your local comic book store or like card shop and just meet up with all these people that would become regulars, and they would always meet there and just have this awesome tournament where you would meet, you would trade, somebody would emerge victorious, they would win more packs, and it was like, I don't know, a lot of camaraderie, and it would make the game a lot more exciting, a lot more social. And Hearthstone is missing that sort of thing a little bit. They've trying to do a huge push with the fireside gatherings, and there are a lot of people that host tournaments weekly. We can talk about this in a second. but yeah, it's a really cool thing to do with a game like this. Just have a space where you can meet with other people and play it competitively or play it just, with friends.
Yeah, totally. And a big thing about that is you meet these people that you can then play one-on-one with and schedule time to play with and trade cards and that sort of thing. So you're building up a base of just friends and people who are also interested in the same thing you are. So
by the way, can I mention? No, don't worry. I'll bring this up on next week's podcast. This is awesome. This topic would take like half an hour.
Half an hour we don't have. So
yeah, we're running short
there
of
are
time.
2 prongs to this question. One is I want to compete. The tournament mode that is probably coming may completely answer that question for you, but I still want to address that one. I want to compete, and I need a weekly way to do it. And the second half is there a place just to hang out with people and play Hearthstone every week? Not necessarily a tournament, but just a place to meet people who play Hearthstone. For the second half, which I'm going to answer first, is the one I have a better answer for, which is, as we mentioned on the show, we put together weekly game nights for the Angry Chicken. And that basically is a bunch of people jumping into Google Hangout, basically a big Skype call, and all playing Hearthstone together. We might have a casual tournament set up. We might just play fun decks against each other. We always just chat about the game and have fun. So if you're looking to find other people, my friends list went from 6 to 90 from doing that. Just from attending those game nights, hosting them.
If you want some more friends, this is a great way to meet new people. Yeah, most people who come in there, they're like, my friends list used to be so empty, and now I have always 20 people online.
Right. So everyone that has come to that, I've gotten really positive feedback from it. You could probably find other groups like that, even start your own group like that. It's great if you can find a community. But if you want one to plug into and want to talk to us maybe and hang out, just check that out. It's on the subreddit for the Angry Chicken. If you need any more details, feel free to email me. You obviously have our address. And yeah, I would be super happy to see you there.
And
so,
just in case
he did
people
say
who
that
don't follow the Angry Chicken, it's tacreddit.com. You can find that there.
And what's that, Billy?
He did say that he is confined to an iPad and phone. I'm not sure how convenient it would be for him to be able to get to a hangout. I mean, you can do it on an iPad and an iPhone.
You can do it on a phone as well. It's pretty easy and convenient. You might want some type of earbud or headset for your phone. If you can't get that working, you can always just sit in the call and listen to us talk, type in text chat, that sort of thing. So yeah, it may be difficult for you to set that up. That was a good point, Billy. Also, you said specific night of the week. Currently, we are meeting every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Central Time. So if that works for you, that would be awesome. But yeah, if you want any more details on that or other ideas, just, email me and I'll get in touch with you and add you on battle.net and chat about that. So, as for the second part, I don't know weekly tournaments very well. Andres, do you have any answers for that?
There are a couple organizations that run weekly tournaments. They're usually done through those organizations' websites. You usually have to sign up, create an account with them, and then the most popular one right now, and I think that one of the best jobs, is the ESL organization that just hosted the tournament we talked about earlier. They do weekly fireside trials. I think maybe those just ended, but I'm pretty sure that that's an ongoing thing throughout the year. So the new season might be coming out pretty soon, especially now that the Legendary Series just finished. Where is fun, quirky rule tournaments where they give you a secret ingredient, or they give you specific rules for your deck building, so you build around it. And then I think they hold it on Wednesdays, and it's all free. You can just participate, but you do have to create your deck lists in advance and submit them probably through their website. And then you can do most of the stuff in game. You just once the tournament starts, you just go to the website, all the brackets are organized, and you get matched against another person. They give you their battle tag. You just add them in game, and you have, I think, I don't know, about an hour to finish the game. So you finish the game, and once the second round starts, or everyone submits the results, and then once everything's done, you move on to the second round, and so on. It's relatively easy to do, and I believe you can do it from your iPad. They also host regular tournaments. I would check their website out because they do a lot of those. And then there's also a couple other organizations. I wish I could give you their names right now. I haven't been into the tournament scene a lot lately, but I was doing the ESL stuff for a little bit, and they're pretty good. But as long as you have some extra time and stuff, because they do take some time, just because there's so many people that sign into them. One of these tournaments, especially if you do well and you get into the later rounds, might take you like the whole night. And you have to be you have to be prepared to be there, for a while.
I'm not prepared. Sorry.
You are not prepared.
All right. Yeah. That's very good. So that was ESL Open? Is that the name of it? Or ESL?
The website, let me go.
There's another website.
It's ESL Play. I think you can go there.
And is it currently running, or is it about to start again?
I think they have a challenger tournament where anyone can sign up, and that is also the way that you get into their legendary series. You play in the challenger tournament, and if you win that, then you get into their series open, and then if you win that, you qualify for their finals, which is what just happened. That big televised production that just happened this weekend.
Fantastic.
Right. So I would check it out because they host tournaments every week.
There's another weekly site they do both Saturday and Sunday. It's called Hearth Kings. I
remember that one.
There's no transition to their pro league or anything. It's a complete amateur tournament where you just show up and play games. I believe they have like a $20 prize pool every week for both of their days. So overall $40 if you happen to win both tournaments. And they've got another one for their patron setup, which I believe is on Fridays.
Gotcha. And I'll try to toss all this stuff in the show notes. So people who check that stuff out, and you can get all the links there. All right. That is going to do it for emails. Thank you, everyone, for writing in. That was awesome. These are really amazing to have for the show. It adds so much dimension and gets different viewpoints and lets us know what you guys actually want to hear and talk about. And it's just great to be hearing back from the people who are enjoying the show. So we absolutely hope you guys can keep these coming. And thank you very much for these. iTunes reviews. We didn't have any this week. I'm very disappointed in everyone. I was just nice to everyone, but now I've got to say, come on, people. Billy, you're dropping the ball. You should have written us an iTunes review. Who cares about ethics?
Why should I be writing the iTunes reviews?
Do you not like this podcast, Billy? Is that what you're telling me?
I thought that was what you were doing. You were just writing all these fake iTunes reviews in your stuff. Other different pseudonyms.
You're slacking, Billy.
I think I might have a bias. I don't think I should be writing reviews.
Ethics don't matter, Billy. Don't you know this? You haven't been around podcasting long enough.
Apparently not.
Just go in and make sure you give us a 3-star and maybe a 4-star review so that people don't think anything's going on.
Just keep doing it for different IP addresses. You'll be good.
No, seriously, I'm just kidding. Yeah, if people want to do that, please do, because it helps out a lot. It puts us on the map and helps the podcast grow.
For sure. We'll read them off on the show. We've done that before. 5-star reviews are super appreciated, but hey, leave whatever you want. It'd be awesome to see some reviews up there. So we are on iTunes. We are also on Stitcher. You can email us at hearthaholics@gmail.com. Get read on the show like those wonderful people above. Check us out on Twitter at Hearthaholics. Just search Hearthaholics and you'll find us on YouTube and Facebook as well. We are a production of the Whales Are Whales network, so go to whalesareWhales.com for other awesome shows like this with other awesome people like us. We talked about the game night we put on for the Angry Chicken, so I won't really go into depth about that. Just check out the Angry Chicken subreddit, and you can find me posting every week there about the game night. And as for where you can find our other work, Andres, where can people find you?
People can find me on Twitter at iPlayGames. You spell that IPLAI Games. You can also find all of the music that I do in my website, massevemusic.com, and you spell that MASSEVE. We have our full catalog over there, including the intro music for this podcast, so check that out.
Yes, indeed. Billy.
I unprofessionally plugged my stuff earlier on, so either you can rewind and go check that out.
I'm sure they will.
No, but for real, you can find me on Twitter at @BBrawley. I'm fairly excited about the stuff I'm doing on my YouTube channel right now, so I'd appreciate it if you head on over there. The reason why I don't sound too excited right now is because I know I have a lot of editing to do after this, so I sound very drained.
The good old video editing.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's what, youtube.com/BrullyHS?
Yeah, that's where you go for, that's where you go for that.
all 100% Hearthstone content.
No, that isn't true. There's Hearthstone Heroes of the Storm, and later on this month I should be doing the Batman Arkham Knight game as well, so that should be fun.
Nice. Very cool. You can find me on Twitter at Lord Meldor. That is Lord Meldorr. I do a bunch of different shows for Whales or Whales, so just go to whalesorwhales.com to check those out. And yeah, that about does it for me. My catalog is all up there since I run it, so that'll do it. Billy, we totally don't have flavor text.
I absolutely do have flavor text.
Oh, thank goodness. Go.
I'm gonna light you up, sweet cheeks.
Let the hunt begin.